prescriptions, necessary like doctor's appointments, that sort of stuff, then we have a chance at bringing the curve down. But if people want to continue to go shopping and go, you know, to the ice cream parlor and stand in line, even though it's an outside ice cream stand, like, boop, boop, boop. That requires another sip of coffee. Even though it might be an outside ice cream parlor, fact of the matter, it's an airborne virus. So even if you're standing outside 6 feet away from somebody, that does not mean that you are safe. That does not mean that they are safe. What about the person who's making your ice cream cone behind the counter? I mean, how do you know that that person hasn't been infected? It's a bunch of college students, for Christ's sakes. And by the way, I'm really only talking about one ice cream parlor, and anybody that lives in my town knows exactly which one I'm talking about. But it could apply to any ice cream parlor. That's the point. Or it could apply to any place, really. I mean, going to the grocery store. I mean, they have these, like, at one of our local grocery stores, they have these, like, plexiglass window things up in front of the cashier. But it's open air. It's just a piece of glass between me and you. Just like this camera is between me and you. It's stupid. It's not going to prevent you or them from contracting the virus. It's just not going to happen. But people want to get online and they want to complain. Oh my God, you're making me stay home with my kids. Well, what about my bills? Bitch, I got bills to pay too, but you don't see me freaking out about it because I educated myself and I know what's coming from unemployment and I know what's coming from the new government stimulus package. There's no point in freaking out. Just calm your tits. Literally. Cool your jets. People just, I don't know. Maybe it's my intolerance for, you know, ignorant people or stupid people or people who can't bother to, you know, educate themselves. But the fact is that I firmly believe before you get on Facebook and you start ranting and raving about all of the things that you're not going to have or you're going to miss, or, you know, all of the things that you want to do but you can't do, or the fact that your job is considered essential when somebody else's isn't, get over it. There's nothing you can do about it, okay? You're not in the government. You're not the governor. You're not your employer. Get over it. If you think there's a problem with it and you want to fix it, then I encourage you to run for office. Run for president. As a matter of fact, I hear there's a seat coming up for availability next year. I mean, I don't think it's too late to get in on the race now. Do you? Maybe that's a little sassy, but I did promise you some pissiness. Anywho, where's my powder? My spoolie. I found my spoolie. I do know the technical term for this. It's a spoolie. Yeah. Anyway, the curve just keeps getting steeper, people. Just stay at home before there's a lockdown or whatever the fuck the government wants to call it. I'm starting to sweat. That's how much you people are working me up. And it's not just like any people. It's the ignorant people who don't have anything better to do with their time than rant and rave about shit on Facebook without knowing the facts. Get the facts, people. Get the facts. I'm back. Sorry, I had to step away for a second. Taylor wanted to tell me about her, hold on. Taylor wanted to tell me about how her online criminal investigation class is going. Apparently, they're learning about sex trafficking and human trafficking right now. And yes, I'm putting on some deodorant while you watch. Sorry. This is real life, baby, okay? I am not a YouTuber. Professional anyways. Or a YouTuber in any sense, I guess you could say. But I kind of like this whole getting together face to face to kind of talk about the issues in the world. So I guess just like a summary recap, my main points for this were, you know, people can be ridiculous. I can be ridiculous. People can be, you know, sorry, I feel like I have to show these things. Anyways, people can be oblivious. People can be smart. People can be, you know, all sorts of things. I just want people to be educated before you go online and act a fool. I mean, I know that's the way things go with social media today. I mean, I've been guilty of posting something, you know, in the past that, you know, was just my complete and total feeling, and it was totally, I was uneducated about what I was, you know, pissed about, and somebody called me out on that. So I've made it a point since then to always be educated. And, you know, before I overreact and get all dramatic and start, you know, ranting and raving to anybody who will listen or anybody who will scroll and read, you know. So before you start, you know, complaining about how little money you're going to make on unemployment, read the stimulus package. You know, a friend of mine posted the entire PDF of the stimulus package online. Granted, 99% of people will probably only read the part that pertains to them, which is the unemployment and the stimulus check. But I encourage everybody to read it. Small businesses, there's provisions in there for you. There's provisions in there for a lot of people. You know, if you're a small business and you've had to close your doors because of the coronavirus pandemic, there's stuff in there to help you. There's, you know, if you've had to lay your employees off, but you're still paying them, there's, you know, there's stuff in there to help you. If you've laid your employees off and you're, you know, not able to pay them, there's stuff in there to help you. You know, if you're a bigger business, there's stuff in there to help you. If you're self-employed, if you're a contractor, if you're, you know, an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, whatever, there's stuff in there to help you. You know, just educate yourself about it, please, please. And the other thing, you know, staying home for a month, it's tough. It's tough on everybody. You know, but imagine if you're somebody who gets beaten up by their spouse. Imagine if you're a kid who is abused by their parents. I mean, for them, staying home is gonna be a lot worse than it is for somebody like me who's staying home. So I think before we start, you know, I mean, everybody complains about their own circumstances. I get it. I complain about my own circumstances every now and again, or maybe more than that. Who knows? It's human nature. But just remember that there's always somebody out there who has it worse than you. And those people don't have so much help right now. You know, just think of it that way. Not only that, but like, ooh, my toothbrush, my little quip, boop, boop, boop. The only way that we're gonna kick this virus, this pandemic, out of our country is by social distancing. And as we learned the other day, quarantining, oh shit. See what happens when I try to be cool? Quarantining is not the same as social distancing. So if you're quarantining, it's because you're sick. If you're social distancing, it's because you're not sick and you're just taking courteous measures to stay away from other people to prevent the spread of the virus. Because every day that people ignore the request to stay home is every day that the curve just keeps going up and up and up. Like an airplane. We want it to go boom. Not like an airplane and go not like an airplane, but the virus just going being gone. Anyways, that's my theory on the whole thing. And I've totally kept you here for way longer than I should have. And if you're still with me, God love you. I love you. Anyways, now you're gonna get a video of me brushing my teeth